And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your host, Skip the Riddler, and I'm joined by
the funky Cold Medina.
And the Red of Red Baron.
You fucked it up. You could have said you were tone deaf, Reed. Kept the tone low thing going.
That was a good idea. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, you never did.
I can't believe that you fucked that up on purpose.
It's true,
We're
though.
the only podcast that has ever talked about Tone Loc.
No, that can't be true.
Did you know he was in a movie, Surf Ninjas?
I did not know that either.
You know who else is in that movie? Rob Schneider.
Sounds like a movie I need to watch.
It was like his first ever movie. He had red hair.
But I will say, Souls, we were probably the first podcast to talk about Tone Loc today. I might put money on that.
Wow, dang.
Yep, we're here.
Oh.
Toast of Excellence, what do you guys got?
Put on the spot. Not a lot of good things happened to me this week.
Well, it's more about sports than it is about you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about.
I got one.
Phils aren't doing so hot right now.
Yeah, they're playing rough baseball.
A little bit of cold streak going.
Luckily, it's only June.
My toast, I saw this clip from a minor league game where I guess they were cutting back from a commercial or something like that. And this guy had just rows and rows of Busch Light cans in front of him. I assume that his friends probably helped him drink most of them. But as soon as he put the can up to his mouth for another drink, he just puked up foam right on camera. It was so funny.
It's pretty good.
Actually, I do have a toast of excellence.
Okay.
Paul, you're not going to like it.
Oh,
toast of excellence to the Steelers paying another 40-year-old quarterback not a lot of money.
Yeah, apparently, according to my source, which is the Mass, which, according to his sources, apparently, this has been a done deal. The Steelers just chose to keep it quiet.
I'd be okay with that.
No, apparently, that's the Albert Breer and Schefter and all of them had reported that he whenever he showed up there in beginning of May or mid-April or whatever, and was like, this is the contract I want. This is let's get it all up, send it over, I'll sign it, I'll be here for minicamp. And the Steelers were like, okay. And if that's the case, Kyle, if that's true, I really fucking hate the Steelers.
Most people do.
Yeah. My toast of excellence is this really cool stat that I saw
Mm-hmm.
in the whatever game. What game was it? It was the Knicks in game again. The Pacers Knicks game 4. It was. So this is just for ha-has. They put this in here. It is. They made a list of NFL quarterbacks with the most passing yards in a playoff game without throwing an interception. So Tom Brady threw 42 for 384. It goes up. Number 1 is Tom Brady against the Eagles in 2018. He threw 48 attempts for 505 yards with no interceptions. Drew Brees against the Lions in 2012 threw 43 passes for 466 yards. In Game 4 against the now, and I understand that people are gonna be like, oh, it's different. I get it's different, but in Game 4 versus the Knicks, Tyrese Halliburton threw 70 or passed the ball 77 times for an equivalent of about 444 yards without committing a turnover.
Yeah, the kid's good.
It's actually kind of a cool stat.
I thought it was such a really cool way to put the stat out there, though.
Well, shout out to the guy who figured that out.
Yeah, your mother.
Oh.
I've been telling Kendall that for years.
It's true. He's had very unnice things to say about my mother.
Whoa.
I don't say nice things.
Listen,
I don't like that. I hope that's not true.
there is definitely, some, it's hurtful,
What are you talking about? Nobody on this wavelength has ever said anything bad about your mom.
I didn't have anything lined up.
So yeah, there we go. What are we talking about today?
I don't know.
Ooh, I wanted to introduce my beer though.
Oh yeah, starting lineup. What do you got?
I have a tandem. First,
Tandem?
a tandem. Yeah, I'm starting with this first. From Illicit Brewing, which we had the chance to visit to recently. I have the Drink This Outdoors. It's a session. That's actually what I had pretty much the entire night there. Enough for me to buy a 4-pack, and I have here from Dogfish Brewing, I have the 60-minute IPA waiting on deck.
Excellent. That's just excellent. Kyle?
I am drinking Minute Maid Strawberry Lemonade.
Pussy.
Yep.
Yet a very soulless option.
I am drinking. I have a few left over from my bachelor weekend last weekend. So, in an attempt to make less waste, I am going to try to not waste money. So I will drink leftover Coors banquet beers. Coors, the banquet beer.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. So I'm going to crack my beer now and drink it. All right. What are we talking about? What are we talking about today, boys?
I had a question for you guys.
All right, is it a good one?
Well, I think so, and I appreciate...
I also have a question.
Ooh, double question. I appreciate your guys' NBA opinions more so than anyone else's in the group. I just kind of want to get your guys' thoughts from the firing of Thibodeau.
I love it.
Would you care to expand
You're
on
not
that?
going to get you so far.
They are as good with Thibodeau as they'll ever be. Outside of adding outside of going out and adding all the stars in the world, which is actually being proven to not work that well anymore. But I just don't think they'll. I think they've reached their ceiling with him.
Is there the type of thing? I guess, and I don't know enough about it. I just stuff I hear listening to WFAN. I guess it sounds like he's a guy who kind of just plays the same players to a high minute level. Is that a big criticism you guys have of him?
Tom Thibodeau is the reason that Derrick Rose's career ended.
I also heard that as well, and I didn't really make that connection ever.
The game, I forget the exact stats, but the game that they were playing in the playoffs, they were up X amount of points with X amount of time left in the fourth quarter. There was not really a need for Derrick Rose to be on the floor, especially after the amount of minutes that he had been playing, and he ended up blowing out his knee. Now, granted, yeah, it could happen at any point in time, but there's a correlation to the amount of injuries based off of how long you play, and Thibs is known to push players to the limit.
And do you feel that do you think that the Knicks were just what am I trying to say? Not a ticking time bomb. That's not the right thing to say. Do you think their time was just up, or do you put his coaching style more at the reason why their run came to an end? I don't know if I worded that the right way.
You didn't, because it doesn't make any sense.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is do you think that they made it through the Detroit series, kind of one that they should have been a little bit more effective in, and they ended up beating Boston in an injured Boston team that by the time they got to play the Pacers that they were gassed? Or do you think...
I don't think it's so much gas, because everyone always says that, and it is an easy thing to say, they must be gas, and here's the thing. I don't subscribe to that, because one, they're athletes. They've been doing this forever. Two, they've been doing this with Thibs for a very long time. They're conditioned.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. That's why they don't, you know what I mean? That's why they don't get tired, is because they're conditioned.
They also ran
Um,
into a fucking Indiana team that plays well in those type of scenarios.
Right, they ran into a hot Indiana team, but I think the other thing too is they don't have an alpha on their team. I'm sorry to Knicks fans. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns are great players. Neither of them are individually ever going to be the reason the team wins a championship. I'm sorry. Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns couldn't stop a nosebleed. I'm convinced that, with the exception of him just having a wingspan the size of your body, Kendall, I'm convinced that you could score 2 points on him. He doesn't. He plays no defense of any kind. His 3-point shooting is inaccurate. It's just always been a problem. And Jalen Brunson he's really, really good, but like he's just like he doesn't have that next notch, in my opinion.
I heard an
He's very
interesting.
guardable. With the right guy on him, he's very guardable.
He is very guardable.
I heard this thing about him recently, and I thought that was interesting. One first thing, another guy doesn't play any defense, but somebody said something to the effect of he's a point guard that should be a shooting guard because he can't. What did he say? Because he doesn't have the ball needs to be in his hands, but he can't he can't distribute, something to that effect. I just thought it was interesting, and I'm
He's a score first point guard. That's why him and Luka didn't work as well. People thought they did.
It's like
hold on, real quick, before we keep this going, Kendall, are the cars going by a distraction?
No, I
Can
actually
you hear them at all?
no.
Okay, just because I'm on the front porch, so I didn't know if I'm on the screened in porch. So
Stoop kid, afraid to leave the stoop. Oh.
Do you have your pants on?
Thanks, man. What?
Do you have your pants on?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you positive?
Yeah.
He's lying, Kendall.
Yeah, I knew it.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, look, what Kyle said was right. I mean, he's just. The thing too is just that, I'm sorry. There's a group of players in the NBA that I have always been very critical of because I think they're great. I do. I think they're great players. I think that they do a great job, and I think that they are absolute, game difference makers. But they're not the alpha on a team. You know what I mean? That's the thing that Shea doesn't have an alpha personality, but he's an alpha on the team. Anthony Edwards is an alpha. LeBron James, alpha. When Derrick Rose was on the team, alpha. Jimmy Butler, alpha. Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, and then other players, which Kyle knows how I feel about these types of people, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. These are all guys that are very good basketball players, but they don't possess it for me. They're not it.
What about Quentin Grimes as a alpha?
Kyle,
I got nothing, man.
I hate you. Also, Kyle, my team in that thing that Masi sent was better than your team.
Yeah, dude. I didn't say my team was good.
You kind of did.
I just put the 5 together.
That's fair.
I think Kendall's team was better than mine.
I thought I was going to get more love for my answer.
Kendall, we expected it.
Yeah, we did.
I have one final Nick question for you guys. Objectively speaking, because both of you guys don't really have any rooting interest whatsoever, who do you feel is the best fit moving forward, coach-wise? And I guess it could be, just throw out anybody, he's never going to go there. In your opinion, who do you think would be the best fit?
Nick Nurse.
Kyle, shut up.
I want him off my team.
I know.
He's such a bad coach.
I don't know if they're I think there's some good combos out there maybe that could work out. It's tough because I don't know that. Excuse me. I don't know that anyone's gonna be able to work with those personalities and create like a winning team. Like maybe if they create some more depth, because the thing is the team is in it to win it. You know what I mean? Like the team's committed. They're all together. Like I think the camaraderie is pretty high. But I just don't know if there's enough depth on that team. Without Thibs there, though, you'll have a coach that's looking to add bench pieces. Be curious to kind of see where that goes.
It also depends who gets fired. I don't know. Like, I didn't really. Obviously, I watched like 10 minutes of basketball this year because it's fucking terrible. But I just don't know
I watched
who's
a lot
on the
more
hot
than that,
seat.
so.
Like, I don't know who's on the hot seat. I don't know who's out there. Like, what bench coaches. Like the bench coach situation. I don't really pay attention to those guys in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because it's usually just it's the same circle going around.
I can tell you who should be fired. And
Nick Nurse.
would be a great head coach there.
Nick Nurse. We're on the same page, Paul.
That was a bad hire by you guys when you did it.
Yeah. No shit. I said that all along.
I think Billy Donovan would be a good head coach for that team.
He saved himself a job, though.
Well, Billy Donovan was never going to get fired anyway.
No, he's been there for like what, 40 years?
Yeah, Arturo Konakovic or whatever the fuck his name is, he just doesn't know what he's doing, and they're just content with getting into the play-in game, and as long as Billy keeps doing that, they're good. And that's the thing in the NBA, it's better to be mid than be great.
I mean, I don't even know who the Spurs head coach is.
It was funny, they were throwing around Dan Hurley's name today, which to me was just shocking.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I feel like he's got a good thing going, right?
Massive deal.
Dan Hurley will also be an awful, awful NBA head coach.
He's a lot like Tom Thibodeau.
No, he's not. He's more.
I think that's his ceiling.
No, but he's the problem. The reason he won't be is he's too hot-headed. The things he does in the college games are things that will get him like suspended and fired in the NBA. Like chirping at other players and like bad mouthing officials on the court.
That guy's who would get into a fight at the NBA level.
Yeah.
All the great college coaches stay in college.
True.
You know, Tom has been in Michigan State since we were born. Mm-hmm. Coach K just retired. Bill Self is still in Kansas. Those guys don't leave. The top guys in the NBA don't leave. I mean, in college. And it just you know, it's what they do. Like Gino Auriemma. Like I know like 10 years ago, there was talks about him going into the NBA scene.
Mm-hmm.
But he stayed.
He sure did.
But I don't know, like, how he would have done coaching men instead of women. Like, I don't know if his style would have played that well in the men's level. But
I don't think so, because I think part of the reason that Gino is so good is that like
he's a recruiter.
Well, he's a recruiter. Like he's very Popovich.
And the girls just love him.
Like that's the thing, is like it would have to be the perfect fit. Like because like Popovich and I think Popovich and Gino are very similar. Like Popovich gets heated, but like it's not like direct heat. You know what I mean? Like he's not screaming at a player, he's screaming in general. And it's not targeted like it is with like Dan Hurley. Like he's getting in a player's face. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna get in a player, up in his chest, that type of thing.
My favorite thing was when Pop got tossed, because it was always so funny.
My favorite thing of all time, my favorite Pop moment of all time, excluding anything, with what's his name, Sager, because Craig Sager is just awesome. But my favorite Pop moment is when Shaq was on, I think it was Phoenix, and they go to do the jump ball, and Shaq flips the ball back to his point guard, and then somebody on the Spurs, I forget who it is, but immediately just goes up and just like grabs Shaq to foul him, like 2 seconds into the game, and Shaq's like looking around, and Popovich is just sitting on the bench looking at Shaq, smiling with 2 thumbs up. Because I think Popovich was pretty outspoken about hating the hack-a-Shaq rule, like the hack-a-Shaq mentality. I think Pop was very much of the just like you shouldn't have to do that. Like just be better.
What? So intentionally fouling again to the line?
Yeah, like that. Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
What do you mean? You never knew about that?
No.
You never knew that was a technique?
No, I knew that he was a horrendous, free
But
point.
you never knew. Yeah, but he hit him when it counted.
I guess I didn't. I guess I'm living
You've
under a
never
rock.
heard the term hack-a-Shack?
No, I don't know how.
That's baffling, isn't it, Kyle?
Yeah, he's stupid.
I mean, that's besides the point. Well, hey, great name though.
Yeah, they would foul Shaq to stop the play clock.
They did it to Andre Drummond a lot too.
Mm-hmm. Ben Wallace.
More you know.
Yeah, and you'll remember it. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna forget Hack-a-Shack. That's awesome.
You'll forget.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Oh my God.
Kyle,
What?
no one cares.
I do, and that's all that matters.
Oh, okay, so we don't matter?
I care that Bellum looked at strike 3 right down the middle. Yeah, I do.
What? That's not an answer to my question.
Yeah, basically, he had an answer already lined up.
Yeah, that didn't even come close to replying. That's right. We love him anyway.
This is true.
So, what do you get? What else you guys want to talk about?
Oh, did you have a question for us?
I did, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, that's right.
Hold on. Let me think.
Was it?
This is a ridiculous. I just want to know if this is a ridiculous claim or not. So, Kyle, you listening? It's a baseball related thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I listen to this ESPN radio morning show that's based in Chicago every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so the 2 guys that host it are Chicago-born natives, and one guy's a South Sider, the other guy's a North Sider. So diehard Cubby, diehard Sox fan. And then one of the producers in the back, Chicago native, and then the other one is from Detroit. But he's lived in Chicago for a long time, so he embraces the culture, even though he's a Detroit fan for stuff. So he's a Tigers fan. So they were going back and forth about how the Tigers split with the White Sox. And then this weekend, they had their series with the Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
So the Cubs lost the series 2-3, where they only they lost 2 of 3. They only put up 7 runs all weekend, and 6 of them were in one game. They lost to Skubal last year, Cy Young winner. And who's the other pitcher they lost to? Flaherty? Is he a Tiger, Kyle? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, Flaherty. So, there was some bad umping. There was an ejection for telling an umpire that he was having a bad day. All this jazz. Yeah, it was Nico Horner. Entertaining series. So they're going back and forth about what this series means, because they were talking about how, if the Tigers can maybe add an impact bat at the trade deadline, and the Cubs can add, some frontline pitching, that maybe this could be a World Series preview. This series, because the Cubs are running away with their division because their division's ass, and the Tigers, I believe, have the best record in baseball as of today. So they're talking about it, and the Cubs fan guy, he's like, this is one of those things where you lost a series to a great team, but you're the better team. And they're like, what do you mean? Everybody on the show, they're like, the Cubs are the better team. It's not even close. He goes it is close. You lost 2 of 3 close. And he's like, he goes, that's one series. He goes, but as of today, you're not the best team in baseball. He goes, I never said we were the best team in baseball. I just said we're better than the Tigers. He goes, but the Tigers have the best record in baseball and beat you. And so they're going back and forth about it. And the guy was like, He goes, if the Cubs add a starting pitcher like a Chris Sale or somebody through the free agency, you're going to tell me that the Tigers are a better team than the Cubs. So my question is, if your argument for saying your team is better than somebody else's because if you add somebody means that you're not better than them, right? Like if you have to say we're better than you when we go out and get this other guy that's currently not on your team, that means you're already not better.
Right. It's an argument that we would have through a text
I will
message.
say though, the Tigers are a good team.
They are a good team. Their offense is bizarre though. Like their scoring runs, I think they're top 5 in run differential and runs scored. So that's not like a misleading stat because sometimes you get a team high up in the standings and run differential, but it's because they have shutdown pitching. Doesn't mean they have great offense. But their scoring runs too. I mean, the Cubs far and away do have the best lineup out of those two. There's no questions about it. Cubs have the best lineup in baseball in terms of performance. I mean, the Dodgers on paper have a better lineup, but the Dodgers just are not clicking right now.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
But the Cubs have the best lineup in baseball right now. I think 1 through 9. But the Tigers have way better pitching, and I think better defense.
Yeah.
And again, that was the same thing. He's making this statement about how oh, the Cubs defense is better, blah blah blah, and he's like, no, it's not. And he goes, okay. He goes, let's go down the line, and blah blah blah. And he's like, so he starts with Kyle Tucker. He goes, would you rather have my right fielder or your right fielder? And he goes, I'd rather have Kyle Tucker. But he goes, in terms of defense, I'll take my guy. And he
I will
goes,
say that.
huh?
Kerry Carpenter is also very good.
No, he is, and that's what he said. He's like, Kerry Carpenter this and that and blah blah blah. And he was like, Kyle Tucker thought a ball was out of the ballpark, and it turned out it wasn't, and he ended up short-legging it to the wall, and it ended up being a double.
I will say this though, Kerry Carpenter, real good against righties, real bad against lefties.
Yeah.
For how scary he is against righties, they still take his ass out against lefties.
Kyle, what would be your top 5 MLB power rankings right now? In order.
Tigers, Cubs. Oh no. Fucking Ian Happ. They fucking suck.
Looking for a 3, 4, 5 there, Kyle.
Fuck off. You just blew the fucking game. I'm so used to this shit. I guess you could put the Mets in there. Yankees. Dodgers. For now. That's my choice.
Yeah, I mean, so the Mets have had a good stretch thus far. It was nice, to win the series versus the Dodgers, and then they beat up on the Rockies. So that's kind of like a misnomer there. But offensively,
No, it's not. Why are you saying that?
Well,
you said that earlier. But why is it a misnomer? Every team plays everybody now, so everybody plays the Rockies. So why is it an asterisk? Everybody gets to play them.
No, I know.
The Cubs get to beat them. The Tigers got to beat them. The White Sox got to beat them. Everybody gets to play them, so it's not a misnomer.
I feel like there would be times that I don't know, people would be, oh well, you just played the Rockies. That would be an argument from someone in some capacity. That's the only reason I say it that way. I agree with what you're saying.
But for you to say it that way is belittling your team that's playing very well. You're belittling their efforts. Because if someone comes up and says, "Oh well, the Mets, they're 42-24, but they just played the Rockies," yeah, but they're 42-24. It's not like you're talking about the Atlanta Braves. Oh, the Atlanta Braves might be getting back to form. They just had a 6-game winning streak, and it's yeah, but they played the Marlins and the Rockies. That's a different story. Then the context takes place. Oh, the White Sox really don't look as bad as we thought they were. Well, they just swept the Rockies. Let's calm down a little bit. But the Mets are 42 games in the clear. They're one game back of the best record in baseball. I don't think you have to put an asterisk next to the Rockies series. If anything, they handle business. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
So stop belittling your team. You bad fan.
No.
No, you were a bad fan there for a minute, Kendall.
I'm ecstatic, and the offensively it seems like they're clicking right now. Because there was, even though they were winning some games, we'll call it 2 weeks back, it was very like, hey, let's put up 10 hits, but only net 2 runs, especially like loading the bases and runners in scoring position, so on and so forth. Now it seems like they're being more effective, at the plate and whatnot, and all that talk about like I think the Soto stuff is kind of quieted for now. Part of it too is just I think because of the contract, because the name recognition and all that. It's just that microscope is going to be on those players. So I think a lot of it too is just talk for the sake of having talk, and I think that's now kind of quieted down, which I'm glad.
And what's your top 5 power ranking?
My top, I was probably very similar. I will go Tigers. I will go Mets. Then I will go Cubs. Then I will go Yankees, Dodgers.
Interesting.
The Tigers just have the best pitching staff in baseball.
Yeah, they're pretty solid.
It's interesting because
they have 5 really good starters.
I don't want to say flavor of the moment because I feel like that sounds like there's like a negative part to it, and I don't mean for it to sound this way, but it's interesting because like last year they were the team that dethroned the Astros, correct, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's almost like there was like a coming of age type thing, if you will, and especially if they continue to be successful for the next couple of years, I think that'll be kind of noteworthy. And it's cool. It's a team that sucked for a while.
Well, it was only a matter of time before AJ Hinch got him right. Having a good manager in baseball is very underrated.
Yeah. I have Detroit 1, the Mets 2. I have the Cubbies 3. Cubbies 3.
That's unfortunate.
Trying to think. I'm actually going to put San Francisco 4 right now. They're on a bit of a heater. I think they're only like a game or 2 out of the Dodgers. They're playing really good baseball. And then I'll put the Yankees 5.
Very nice.
Isn't it pretty crazy?
The Rays are also really good.
Who?
The Rays have been playing really good.
The Rays always play really good. Tell you what, though, I think it's pretty cool that just not even a year removed from the excitement that was Baltimore Orioles baseball, and they're just a couple games better than the White Sox. Boy, are they bad.
They're starting to play better.
Yeah.
They just have the opposite of what the Tigers have. They have no pitching.
I need the White Sox to start winning some more games because they've been doing pretty well lately, but I want them to not be second worst team in the MLB.
They have a lot of interesting pieces.
They're at 22 wins right now. So they're within 5 wins of like the Athletics, the Marlins, the Pirates. Like, I just need them to catch one of those teams. Because I don't want them to be like the Rockies were really bad, and then the White Sox were in last after that.
Yeah.
But we're only 13 and a half out of the wild card.
So, White Sox hit a home run with the Rule 5 draft pick that they got, Shane Smith.
Yeah, he's like Rookie of the Year candidate right now. He's been balling out.
the starting pitching has been pretty good.
Yeah, the hitting has had signs too. They just can't put it together. Like they always have a really great offensive performance when they have a really bad pitching performance, or vice
And they're
versa.
doing
Or,
this thing where they're
or
bringing
their
up
best.
kids.
Well, yeah, they don't have a choice. They're bringing them what they have to. Because and the nice thing is they're starting to reach a point now where they're running out of pieces to trade. You know what I mean? Like they can still obviously like Benintendi, Talkman, Robert if he were to get warm. But like they're not going to trade Vargas. They just got Vargas. You know what I mean? Like I mean, maybe they will trade Vargas. Who knows? But I think now that Ishbia is part of the mix, I think you're going to see some of these younger guys that were acquired kind of stay to be the roots and start getting some payment. Pretty cool.
Wait, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, Kyle was getting really like upset about them blowing the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2-2. Ian Happ just hit a solo home run. That's all it was.
I'm still here, by the way.
No, I'm talking shit about you, Kyle, because I just looked it up.
I just had a beer explode in me, and I was like unprepared, as most times are. Like, so I was just, sorry, I was just dealing with.
You're usually ill-prepared person.
Yeah, so I was just dealing with that for the past like 2 minutes.
Love it.
I don't know. I don't think I really shook him up. Do you think the IPA exploded because it got warm too fast?
I mean, what do you mean? Did it explode or did it just like foam up a lot?
And it foamed up a lot. Like I basically
what is it? It's the 60-minute.
Yeah.
Probably bad.
Really? Oh no.
It happens. Yeah.
I mean, unless they got the. Let's see. No, it says September 2025. I mean,
in the can.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it forced me to take my pants off. That's how wet I got. This is what the show has been missing. The sound of calling the dogs in.
It could just be a pressure thing. Like it could have just, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean,
took it from like, the outside, like the temperature outside versus the temperature inside kind of thing. Versus, combined with all kinds of other crap. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
No, it's okay. I mean, see, I'm afraid to open the other one. I'm trying to fill this glass, but I'm like,
Don't be afraid. Just do it.
And now it's like, it's all foamy. It just sucks.
We already have one out.
Kyle just commentating on the game from a distance.
He was talking to his dad with one.
Got some Christian Too Sweet on a boat.
Oh, you don't say.
I'm back.
Mm-hmm. A lot of side profile stuff going on.
That's good stuff. Hey, you guys are on social media. You just kind of made me think of this, Paul. You ever seen that account? Her name is like Bree Delio, whatever. She's like, she claims to be. I'm not doubting it, but like her big thing is like, she's a big baseball fan. Roots for the Cubs, Red Sox, and Mets, I think. But I think namely the Cubs is like her team. But she's just, I guess she's some type of like influencer of sorts. She goes to a bunch of games and posts like reaction videos to stuff in baseball. It's, it's interesting, I guess. Like, there's just like the straight male part of it. Like, oh, she's, pretty good looking. I'll stick around for this. But it's just like, I don't know how much of it is like cringy. I don't know the way to say it. I don't know, just in your free time, check it out and let me know what you think.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the name.
I think
Bree Delio.
I think it's Delio or Delio. But yeah, she's like a girl, big time baseball fan. I guess is the best way to put it.
I'm not familiar.
We'll do some research.
To do some research.
Pops up on my feed all the time. I mean,
Let's you're fucking big.
yeah, I'm sure that my explore page is my own doing.
Any trains left?
Yeah, there's enough.
Oh yes, I've seen this girl.
You know what I mean? It's like she's
She got weird eyes. I'm not a fan.
That's
God,
funny.
not even remotely close to a fan, Kendall. What are you doing? Every time you show me something like that, I just like Alexa Bliss gets uglier to me.
Oh, really? Nothing at all?
No, not even a little bit. What's your next one?
You know what have my back? Mock. Which probably isn't
He's a fucking idiot.
Which probably isn't saying much, but I bet you he would defend.
Yeah, probably. All right, so what else do you want to talk about sports-wise? Anything?
Kind of wanted to talk about the 2026 NFL Draft Big Board.
Okay, all right.
All right.
I have Shador Sanders getting redrafted.
You don't need to talk about football yet.
Well, I think we're lucky. Is it the
Says
Aaron
the guy
Rodgers?
who literally toasted Aaron Rodgers.
Anyway, toasted and stop talking about it.
That was the last big story, right? But basically, we're sort of in the clear unless something ridiculous happens.
Well, I mean, it's funny. Like, I mean, yes, it's the last big story from like a publicity or from like a pop standpoint. From a football standpoint, the biggest news though today was Jair Alexander being released.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
I mean, I know that there was some unhappiness in between both sides, and he was owed a lot of money, and he's been injured and stuff. But that's a big release.
Just cap reasons, you think, or is it?
I mean, like I said,
he
it's everything
hasn't been healthy.
Hasn't been healthy, cap reasons, and I think there's just some disgruntlement between sides.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers were trying to trade him. Nobody was offering what the Packers wanted, so
Well, I'm sure he'll be on a squad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's going to rush to sign him. I think he'll be a camp injury signing.
It's funny too, because like the secondary thing is always weird because it tends, with the exception of a few guys, they just kind of like age like bread, and then they end up like just hanging around for like 3 years longer than they should have.
Yeah.
I mean, like amazed when I always was like amazed how many times like Josh Norman's name would come up. Like, oh my god, this guy's still playing.
Oh, I know. It was crazy how often his name would just pop up.
He's one of the bigger culprits. Richard Sherman, not so much, even though I think he had a couple bounce arounds at the end.
Okay, so what next? Let's keep talking. We're doing a great job tonight. Let's talk some sports.
Yes.
Kendall's got a game.
Kendall does not have a game.
I do not.
You suck, Kendall.
Listen, we 2-week hiatus. We're back. We're fresh.
I gave you the homework.
The homework. What was the homework?
To make a game. But you mocked us.
This sounds fake.
Right. Well, here let's continue the baseball talk. I mean, we're approaching the heart of the year. I guess we'll call it that.
We got a month till the trade deadline.
Yeah, and you read my mind.
Wait for it,
Kyle. What's your wish list? I know you've spoken, I'm sure, to Paul and myself on the phone very much about this. Why don't you let the people know what you're looking for the Phillies to do?
Anybody that can throw out of the bullpen.
Could you give us some names, please?
Dude, it's tough because everybody's still in the fucking mix. Like, the biggest name I had in my head for a while was Peter Fairbanks, but the Tampa Bay Rays are back in it. Doesn't mean they won't trade him.
What I mean, do you think it's like that conditional? Like, I feel like if a good enough package is put together, especially in baseball, anything could happen.
Aroldis Chapman could be a guy.
Talk about a Josh Norman equivalent.
He's pitching very well.
Oh, no doubt, but like that guy just is around.
I'm sure we'll make a trade with the fucking Marlins. We always do.
Yeah,
Um,
you do.
Well, I know you're looking for
Ryan Helsley was a guy, but the Cardinals are playing good. Athletics have nobody. Angels have nobody.
Well, I know we're.
Oh, yes, you did.
Paul prefers to do it in the dark and candlelight.
Well, no, it's just because I'm on the porch and like there's little holes in the screens and stuff, so I don't. The light will attract bugs.
It's a
Felix Bautista could be a guy. Jake
Kyle, if you had to
Bird of
guess-
the Rockies.
Kyle, if you had to guess, who do you think is going to be the biggest free agent or the biggest like trade target person this year? Like, who's going to garner the most attention?
Like Trout.
Think so?
Yep.
I was thinking Chris Sale.
I say Trout because Angels are starting to play the kids more and more. We sit 5.5 out. Trout's starting to hit. He just got healthy again.
I get it. I was just going to say Chris Sale because I feel like, everybody always needs more starting pitching.
Yeah. Emmanuel Clase could be on the move.
Yeah.
Because the Guardians are way out of it right now in the division. They're half a game out of the wild card.
Do you think
It's all gonna it'll all come together in about a month.
What about, you think Nathan Eovaldi?
Well, what did he sign? A 1-year deal?
I mean, does it matter?
It does.
Or you don't think
If
he'll
he
be?
signed a 1-year deal, there's a chance he could be gone. If he signed a multi-year deal, I just think the Rangers think that they're having a bad season. If the Rangers keep falling apart, there's a lot of guys that could be traded from them. Their whole rotation above 30 is having like
Everybody but one.
comeback season. Tyler Mahley's has an ERA like at 2. DeGrom's back to form.
DeGrom can't get traded though.
No, everything touched the contract.
He's got a full no trade clause, and the last time his name was brought up, he was asked about it, and he said, I signed with Texas because this is where I want to retire. No, I mean, I guess, huh?
I'm just naming guys off the top of my head.
No, I'm just now, if the Cubs call and he thinks there's a real chance that they can win the World Series and be in the mix for the next 2-3 years, I mean, then you got to weigh your options. But I don't think he's going to waive his no trade clause just to go to I don't know, fucking
Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland or fucking Tampa.
he's an interesting guy because he's technically a World Series champion, even though he didn't play, and I wonder how much that means to guys in that situation, what it means to them, to have the hardware, even though your name's not showing up on the stat sheet. I just was curious. I think about that sometimes, in all sports, when you always hear guys who are Super Bowl champions, even though they didn't really play. Who most recently he was oh my God, was it Melvin Gordon? Did he win a Super Bowl with the Chiefs, even though he didn't play? Or
Oh,
Melvin Gordon?
Sean McCoy did.
Maybe that's who I'm thinking of.
Masi's here.
Yeah, for 5 minutes.
I'm sorry, Mass.
Well,
I
maybe you
would
should
have.
talk.
You guys were talking.
Open your fucking mouth, yeah.
I won't.
I will not. Shady won as part of the Chiefs and as part of the Bucks team that beat the Chiefs.
Oh, we double
You know,
dipped.
I also thought you said Nolan Gorman.
Oh, I did. Melvin Gordon's brother, Nolan Gorman.
Yeah, he double dipped. He pulled a LeGarrette Blunt.
Hey, good for him.
I was like, Nolan Gorman played for the Cardinals in St. Louis. You idiot.
Yeah, idiot Vermeil.
All right. Paul, take care of business.
Kendall,
Yes.
no more free booze for you.
Oh.
Make another dick from
Also-
see what happens.
Sorry, for what it's worth, Kendall was right. He was part of the Chiefs team that beat the Eagles, Melvin Gordon.
Aha.
Oh, it wasn't that I was like worried about. I thought you said Nolan Gorman.
What if I
I was
did?
like, that doesn't even make sense. And if you did, you were stupid.
It's not long, you know.
Yeah. I have a just kind of generic question. Paul and I sort of talked about this on the phone. Do you feel that by doing like a tag team match, they're wasting a Cena appearance?
No.
Yeah, no, because Cena's at the age where like I don't think Cena can keep up a singles run. Like he's gonna need pick me up things here and there, and he's not gonna keep defending the title. You know, I think the Seth Rollins move was like fun because like, you know, like, oh, Seth Rollins and John Cena, that's like, you know, we kind of saw it, but that was like Seth Rollins is like the perfect heel for like a John Cena character.
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh, maybe he'll be the one that takes the title from Cena and this and that, or whatever, and like it just kind of creates more hoopla, because you don't know what direction they're going in.
Yeah, I agree and see with what you're saying, but just to play devil's advocate, do you feel at all different because really he's only wrestling once a pay per view? Like he's not like he's coming out on and seeing action on Raw or SmackDown like 2 times a month. I mean, yeah, he comes out sometimes to cut a promo, but it's really not doing anything other than that.
So what was the question?
Well, just because like not being able to do like a continued like just like singles run, and, you know, like you said, because he's older and trying to, you know, make sure he's healthy and fresh, but he's really only like seeing action during pay-per-view time. Like
That's basically just like the entire roster when they're champions now, though.
yeah, I guess that's
right,
fair.
you know.
That's fair. I mean, like Cody
Who the
Rhodes
fuck's that
wasn't.
iguana guy?
Oh, that's from that that AAA company that they bought. They just had the like a cross promotional pay-per-view day of Money in the Bank, and I guess that one of the characters there is Mr. Iguana. Of course, once I found out like that exists, that's like my new obsession, because it's just so ridiculous. Yeah, be sure to give that a search in your free time.
Looks ridiculous.
This is funny. It's just a meme that says 4 famous bald people, and it shows Vin Diesel, Jason Statham, The Rock, and then just a square that says, you already know who this person is. I don't need to put a photo. And I do know who it is. Jonathan Sins.
There's
Very formal of you.
Mm-hmm.
and the whole R-Truth thing was fake, right?
I see. In
The
turn,
world may never know.
right. I once he came back, I thought it was, but then I saw another thing about like he tweeted something. So that's the problem. There's just too many things now. Like I don't know what's real and what's not anymore, and too many people have opinions on it. It's
Alexa
confusing.
Bliss is fake. I know that.
Yeah, imagine that the whole time it wasn't real. Would be a bummer. She had a good showing in the women's ladder match, though.
You just said that even if she didn't.
No, that's not true. I've been very upfront. Like her in-ring ability is mid tier. Like she has like some athleticism, but like the big thing for me and always will be is asides the looks thing because we know that, but like in my opinion, perhaps one of the best promo cutting females ever.
False.
I mean, I think the early era, before the whole like evil thing, I thought was excellent. Like that was
It
the
was
whole Mean
good, but
Girl.
it was good, but she's not one of the top female promo people of all time. Get out of here with that.
I don't. I will die on that hill.
Okay, good. You're gonna die alone on it. She's not better at promos than Becky Lynch. She's not. Wasn't better than Sable. She's not better than whatchamacallit, Lita and Trish Stratus. They were great back in the day, especially for the amount of mic time they were given.
What? Mommy, he just rules. They're gonna try to make each other cry.
I mean, she agrees.
Love it.
Like I mean, you won't find a bigger supporter of Alexa Bliss than right there. I mean, you could just tell the passion.
Yeah. I also would give Stephanie McMahon, AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair, Mickie James, and Bayley all the nod over her. I'd put her at like 10.
I mean, as a total body of work, I can't defend the most recent stuff. One, because I think the sample size.
But that's just my argument right there. Is that you're saying like a short stint of her overall career gives her the nod as being a top 10 mic person?
Well, I do, but I mean, so I'm considering 2015 to 20 as that one, and then 20 to 25. So it's like half of the career I will not defend it, and part of it is because just absent from TV, so I can't even really include it. Just like time goes by. But back to the original thing. I thought her performance in Money in the Bank was good. It was for what that type of match is. I thought it was solid. And if you guys go back and watch the match, if you do, I don't know. I feel you would agree.
I think Alexa Bliss's peak was 2016 to 2018.
I agree with that.
19 and 20 were bad. That was when she was just hosting fucking talk shows and hanging out with Nikki Cross and all that crap. She wasn't any great. She was not anything special. Sure, she was great to look at, Kendall. I know that's where your hill is built off of.
Right. I mean, part of it was injury. She was out of commission, thanks to that no good Ronda Rousey.
I'm just saying, you can't take 3 years of a 10-year career and be like, oh, she's top all time because of 30% of her career. It's the entirety of. I mean, so is Barry Sanders the greatest running back of all time, Kendall? Is Calvin Johnson the greatest wide receiver of all time?
No.
Why?
Because Jerry Rice is.
But Calvin Johnson, I mean, some of the stuff that he did was insane in that stretch.
True.
You need the whole body of work matters, and their body of works was not long enough, just like Alexa Bliss's. Nancy, back me up here.
Fuck Jerry Rice.
All right. See, I feel like you're not allowed to hate Jerry Rice.
I can hate him. I have to respect him, but I can hate him.
I feel like you shouldn't hate him, though.
He did hilariously play for two NFC West teams that weren't the Rams. If you want to count Seattle. But it doesn't really count.
I feel like you shouldn't hate players that played before your time.
Okay, you can feel that way. I still hate Jerry Rice because he's a Niner.
I guess I don't know. It feels like.
Again, you can feel whatever kind of way about it you want.
But it just feels like someone who hates you, like, is saying, like, oh, fucking Grayson's a piece of shit because it's Massey's kid. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, Grayson has nothing to do with this. It's yours and mine's beef.
I
I mean,
am.
like you're
I am intrigued by this Masi position because I mean, like, it's been on record. I do not care for like the Patriots, but like I have no qualms with like Steve Grogan. Didn't even see the guy play.
look,
You
we're
hate
getting.
Jerry Revan?
The problem is we're like Massey is he's a confused football teenager right now. When you consider how long Massey's been watching football, right, versus how long we've been watching football, Massey would be like a teenager at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's a fair comparison because Massey, you really started watching football what, like senior year of college, like 2015?
No, freshman year with you.
No. But you weren't like you weren't like really, really into it. You were a fucking Saints fan then.
Yeah, but I
You're
still
not-
started watching every game.
No, but you weren't really watching it until you were committed to the Rams. When were you committed to the Rams?
Sophomore year,
Okay, so we'll go 2013.
12, 13, yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay, so yeah, so I mean, Massey would be like a teenager because I mean, kind of when did you start really following football? Like 04?
04.
Yeah, I was probably right around the same thing. Kyle,
1995.
Kyle,
I was a Jets and Packers fan.
Kyle.
Probably like 2000, 2001.
Okay, so just given like so, Massey would be he's a confused NFL teenage fan, and he right now his narrative is very hard to figure out because Cooper Kupp did the unthinkable. He pulled a Julius Peppers.
Mm.
And Massey's confused. So he just hates everybody now. Massey he doesn't like anybody. He's in the awkward stage and he hates all of us. He hates everybody and everything that's not a Ram. And Jared Goff for some reason.
I do like this analogy.
Yeah, he's a teenager. But he's growing. He's got hair on his balls.
Massey, care to
He's like the
comment?
he's like the teenager that got his license at like 16 because like he knows so much more about football now than I. He knows so much more about football in his 13 years of being a fan than I do in my 25 years of being a fan. So like he's the one that's like he's like the Sheldon Cooper to my like the guy from the comic shop.
Stuart.
That's
Yeah, that
funny.
guy. But I have the maturity emotionally. Massey hasn't reached that yet because he was just backstabbed for the first time.
Yeah. It
But
cuts deep.
he'll learn to love again, and he'll learn to be backstabbed again, and he'll handle it differently every time. We've all been there.
What's your biggest sports backstab of all time?
I mean, so like for me personally, it's Patrick Kane playing for the Red Wings.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
But like that one, like historically doesn't add up anymore because like ever since the whole Winnipeg like rebirth of the Winnipeg Jets thing, Detroit hasn't been part of the Western Conference. Like while that rivalry exists in like both fan bases' hearts, it's just not there anymore. Because it would be like if the Red Sox moved to the NL West. You know what I mean? Like they would still play the Yankees,
Right.
but like it just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that one like Joe Creedy to the Twins really sucked.
It's tough unless you have like a really like a really like important like you know what I'm trying to say, like, so I'm kind of dealing with the same thing, like when Jose Reyes went and played for the Marlins. Like I was devastated because I loved him, but the Marlins were bad and the Mets were also bad, so it was kind of like a wash. And then listen to how lame this is. You guys are gonna get a chuckle out of this. When James Harrison was leaving Pittsburgh the second time, I sent him a direct message on Instagram asking him not to sign with the Patriots. And guess what? He didn't respond and he signed with the Patriots.
That's hilarious.
I should try to find that and screen cap it.
I mean, there's some like other ones like Vince screwing Brett. Well, technically, Brett screwed Brett.
Yes, he did.
I mean, the big one is like, I mean, the biggest. It's not our fandom, but like, is which one's bigger? Like, which one of these do you think was more heartbreaking as a fan? Cleveland going to Baltimore, football wise, or the Whalers going to Carolina and then winning a Stanley Cup the first year they were there?
That one.
I think that only hurts because we're from Connecticut.
No. I'm just talking about fans in general.
Browns are back already. They have a team again.
Yeah, I think I agree with that, and especially winning right out of the gate.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand that, Mass, but Cleveland football in Cleveland is way more important to just that 1 year of Browns fans than to the entire history of Connecticut for the hockey team.
Yeah, I mean it's funny too, and like to this day, people still like bitch about that, and I get it, I'm not belittling it, but it's just funny that even like time will not heal this wound when the Baltimore Colts left to go to Indianapolis, like stuff like stories of that like will come up like on my timeline from time to time, like the outrage.
Yeah, well.
I know it's a big deal. It's a team, and like they left in literally the middle of the night, which makes it seem so like shady, literally. But it's just funny. We're talking about something that happened like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
How about you, Kyle? How have you been hurt by your sports team? Who left? Who hurt you?
Who left me? Like just in free agency?
Yeah, in free agency, even trade, however it may happen.
Well, both Hamels, but I get it. They were bad.
But he could have been a lifer.
Yeah. Especially looking at that trade now. None of those guys did nothing. I would say the big one that hurts me is Cole Hamels.
Yeah.
Because all the Steelers that leave the Steelers are going to the Cardinals and not doing nothing.
Right. And then they eventually just come back.
Yeah.
Paul, is yours Artie Burns?
It's up there.
That guy sucked for 3 teams.
Yeah, and yours is one of them.
Yep. So was the Seahawks.
So, Mass,
oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mass.
Oh, no, my bad. I just said, Mass, I assume that the Cooper Cup thing just has to be the one, correct? If he's even here. I'm going to go with he's not here, but yes.
I'm not here for what?
What's your biggest heartbreak moment of a Ram leaving the Rams?
Just recency bias. It's obviously Cooper.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Just was curious.
Cooper the dog, not Cooper Cup. Cooper the dog left a Cardinal.
My bad.
Mike Wallace hurt me.
Trivia question time. Who was the outfielder that fell over the outfield wall into the bullpen for David Ortiz's Grand Slam at Fenway Park in 2013?
Can we get the team?
No.
Yikes.
You should know this. It's like one of the most replayed baseball moments of our lifetime.
He's second base, but he still fell over the wall.
There you go. Masi got it. Masi got it. They were playing the extreme shift.
Jeter was second base, right? No, he was shortstop.
Yeah. It was game 2 of the 2013 ALCS.
Man.
Kyle?
I'm thinking.
There was a grand slam by Big Papi. They were down 5-1.
trying to remember
Bottom of the 8th.
who they were playing.
It was
I've
the
never heard of
Tigers.
this player before.
Masi, you might know who this player is.
No,
It was
I'm
the
looking at him. I've
Tigers.
never heard of this player before.
They weren't playing the
You have now.
Cardinals in the ALCS.
I said the Tigers, you bitch.
You said the Cardinal Tigers.
I love Red
Because I'm
Tigers.
playing right field for them. Gaglio wasn't there yet? No. Well, he was there, I think.
He might have been retired. God.
You guys are bad at this.
Yeah, I can't even think of who was on that team.
All right, I'll give you a hint. He played for another team in the division. Twice. He's also a 5-time All-Star with 9 Gold Gloves and 2 Silver Sluggers.
He's also in the Hall of Fame for the team that drafted him.
Yep. And the team he ended his career with.
See, now I can't get Torrey Hunter out of my head.
Kyle, I feel like you're not helping at all.
He's not.
I specifically did a baseball one for you. You bastard.
Abuelita's
2013.
He was born in Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Okay, so definitely not Maglio Ordonez.
He batted right and threw right. He debuted in 97, retired in 2015.
Can you tell us who he debuted with?
He debuted with a team. He debuted with a team in the division.
Man, God.
His average for his career was 277.
Career right fielder?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, sorry. No. He's more known as a center fielder.
Man, Kyle, do you have any inkling?
Kyle's not here. Please leave a message after the beep.
Hey, Kyle, I really need you here. My brain is just fried from...
Oh. I mean, I'm here. I was talking the entire time. I was not going through.
Hilarious.
Kyle, who is it?
I still don't know.
So, Kendall, to answer your question, he was playing right field this game, but he is a career center fielder. He won all 9 of his Gold Gloves as a center fielder.
See, now
In his rookie year, I believe. Hold on. Nope. At one point in his career, he had a 16-game hitting streak.
So I said when I was muted because of myself, Gary Sheffield, Torrey Hunter, but neither of them are Hall of Famers.
Nobody said they were in the Hall of Fame.
I thought he said they were in the Hall of Fame.
No. Hall of Fame for the team that drafted him.
Like the team Hall of Fame.
Like the Ring of Fame or whatever.
Oh, is it Torrey Hunter?
Yeah.
That's a guy I said...
Look how Masi just commandeered my trivia question.
You're welcome.
Well, the funny thing is...
I'm a Niners fan. That's such a Niners thing to do.
It's a very teenage thing to do.
Yeah, you are a teenager.
It's funny, but that's the guy I said it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't want to give it to you without you being confident that it wasn't him.
Well, then I couldn't think of Lorenzo Kane, so basically I had nowhere good to go.
That's fair.
God, I know.
I can't stop
wanna hear
thinking
some?
about Torrey Hunter. Well, you should probably guess him then.
You want to hear some of his controversy as a player?
Yes.
In a discussion about the number of black players in the major leagues, Hunter said during a USA Today hosted committee to improve baseball panel that black Latinos don't count as black people.
Hilarious.
He said, and I quote, "People see dark faces and the perception is that they're black. They're not black. They're not us. They're imposters.
Oh my God.
Even people I know come up and say, hey, what color is Vladimir Guerrero? Is he black? I say, come on. He's Dominican. He's not black."
With a name like Vladimir, it should be obvious.
That is something that's never going to age well.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the president agrees with him.
You want to hear the rest of this?
Yeah.
Listen to the rest of this quote. Is he a black player? I say, come on, he's Dominican, not black. As African American players, we have a theory that baseball can go get an imitator and pass them off as us. It's like they had to get some kind of dark faces, so they go to the Dominican or Venezuela because you can get them cheaper. It's like, why should I get this kid from the south side of Chicago and have Scott Boras represent him and pay him $5 million when you can go to the Dominican and get a guy for a bag of Doritos?
Wow.
I'm telling you, it's sad. I'm like, oh my God.
Listen, is it ignorant? Yes, but he's passionate.
I mean, goddamn.
I tell you what, though, do love the name drop of Scott Boras back in the day.
That is funny.
Scott Boras is still an agent.
Scott Boras is a very wealthy man. He's. You think Scott Boras will be an agent long enough to negotiate the first $1 billion contract?
Yes.
Probably his next, like.
Well, you got to remember though, a lot of teams don't want to sign these mega long deals now.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. He's 72 right now. Juan Soto is getting paid $765, so he still has almost $250 million to go.
Actually, I didn't realize he was that old.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do my homework. But it's one of those things. I mean, the guy's just been around forever. You kind of like lose track of time.
Yeah. He's negotiated some pretty big deals.
Yes, he has.
He negotiated. Let's just go from the 2000s on. Let's just look at some of these big ones that he's done.
On Soto. Excuse me.
He did the 10-year, $252 million deal for Alex Rodriguez with the Rangers.
Yep, traded year 2 of that deal.
He did the Mark Teixeira Texas Rangers deal. He did the Barry Bonds deal in 01.
Talk about a couple of guys that were meant for each other.
Yeah. He did the Greg Maddux deal in 02. He did the Alex Rodriguez trade from the Rangers to the Red Sox.
Yankees?
No, because in 2003 there was a trade set up for the Rangers to send Alex Rodriguez to the Red Sox, but the MLBPA vetoed it.
Yeah, good call.
Then he was part of the trade that sent him to the Yankees in 04. He also represented in 04 Stephen Drew and Jared Weaver, JD Drew, Adrian Beltre, and Jason Varitek, all in the 04 offseason.
Wow.
In the 05, he did Carlos Beltran, Derek Lowe, Maglio Adonis, Kyle Loesch, Johnny Damon to the Yankees, and Kevin Millwood to the Rangers. He's done some pretty big fucking deals, huh?
He's a great player agent. Just douchebag to
the teams.
talk to as an owner.
Yeah, that's right.
What is he on?
No, he's just a douchebag to the owners.
Oh, well, who cares about the owners?
No, I know that's why teams don't talk with him.
Clearly they will, because he's negotiated some of the biggest deals in history. Today I learned Scott Boras played for the Cardinals in minor leagues.
Yeah, well, you don't play for the Mets in the minor leagues?
No.
Billy Bean.
Billy Bean. Fuck, who was the...
And Babe Ruth played for the Orioles. Didn't happen.
Yeah, that's fake. Jim Tebow also played for the Mets in the minor leagues.
I pitched him. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Marvin Demoff, that's who it is. That's another oldie for sports agents.
Actually, I'm not even that familiar with the name, I don't think.
Two players that you probably recognize, Dan Marino, John Elway.
Oh. Well, what do you know about that?
Not much.
Yeah, dude, same.
He also represented Jim Kelly and Tony Eason. All from the fucking, what was that, the 83 draft?
Yes. Pretty sure. That's like the coveted quarterback draft.
There'd be fist flying in this Walmart. Sorry.
Was that?
Nothing. It was just like there was a recent release for a Pokemon card set, and this little kid, he's like 9 years old, was like second in line to get the set, and the guy in front, because Walmart didn't put a cap on it, so the first guy in line bought all 30 sets and just kept looking at the kid and just said, "Get here earlier next time." I would have gone to jail that day.
Oh yeah.
Would have gone to jail.
Yeah, it's like an all-time like crappy thing to do. Like, what joy do you get out of that?
Joy being a bitch, I guess. Kyle, you got a game for us or what?
Oh, Masi said he had one.
Oh.
I was just repeating what Kendall said.
Well, we still got to work out. I mean, the fit Massey's narrative game.
All right. Let's do it on the fly then.
I mean, we can absolutely try.
I'm going to give you guys a topic. You guys are going to debate over it. And then I'm going to decide at the end what my narrative is and who fits said narrative. You guys are convincing me to your side.
Right.
All right.
Messi's not going to agree with anything I say just because.
Your topic for the first one: the ocean is a soup.
So I'm debating why it is a soup.
Or why it's not.
I'll go first. The ocean is not a soup. Because it's not hot.
Said the guy who ate cold clam chowder.
Yeah, but like I'm a different type of person.
That's true.
I'm a different breed.
Mm,
The ocean is not edible. You can get sick from the ocean. This is a stupid topic.
Al, these are going to be stupid topics.
Yeah. So the soup part of it is that you can't put you can put it in a bowl, but you shouldn't microwave the sea. Yep, that's my take on it.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Paul, you want to go or you want me to go?
oh, you go ahead.
All right. I am too taking the position that the ocean is not a soup. Soup doesn't traditionally have to be hot, but soup is traditionally prepared in a pot or a a cauldron of some type that's big enough to produce mass quantity. Then is later served into a bowl traditionally. The soup also consists of makings of broth, including vegetables and meat product, which are at times evident in the ocean. But the soup is also traditionally seasoned, which, other than the salinity of the ocean water, is not a seasoning. Therefore, I will take the position that the ocean is not a soup.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Paul,
Yes.
your argument?
My argument for
Is the ocean the soup?
depends if you bring a spoon to the beach.
Great answer.
All right. But I'd like for you to lean one way or the other.
No, it's not a soup because I don't bring silverware to the beach.
Okay. All three of you have lined with my narrative. Good job.
I will say
Glad
though,
I did. I
Paul
didn't think I did.
Paul would have won if this was a Taskmaster style event, because that was like the out of box
Perfect
answer.
Yeah. All right. I can keep doing these abstract ones. I don't have any sports related ones
Just
because I've just been looking for silly ones.
roll with what you got.
Anything to hear Kyle keep talking about what he was talking about.
About which part?
Silly one?
Just as a Kyle just explaining anything.
All right, Kyle.
What's up, dog?
Also for everybody, but Kyle.
What up,
Is
dude?
water wet?
No,
Why?
because water makes things wet. No, fuck that. yes, water's wet. Because you can't make things wet without water, and that means water's wet.
All right. Kendall, is water wet?
All right, this is a question as old as time. I'm going to take the position that water is not wet. It's a paradox of sort. I think that
You ever listen to someone just give an explanation and they have no fucking clue what the hell they're saying?
yes,
Oh yeah, that's every time I have to explain anything, dude.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But hearing Kendall use the word a paradox, like, get out of here.
Almost my flow is thrown off. I think in order for something to be what we're talking about in action, a change, if you will, something that wasn't now was. In the same breath, something could become dry. I think water just exists the same way that air and dirt and things of that nature just exist. I think we're talking about something that can ultimately become, and therefore something like water, which kind of has a tendency to just be a solid of sorts of togetherness. It just is, and it's not wet. Thank you.
I'm gonna be completely honest, Kendall. I kind of forgot what we were discussing for a minute.
So all I'm thinking about right now is the guy who hosts the triathlon between Billy Madison and the other guy. Where at the end he's just like, "We're all dumber for having listened to your explanation."
That's pretty good.
Ugh.
All right, Paul.
Water's not
that guy.
Water's not wet because wetness is something like wetness is when a liquid adheres to a solid surface. So because water is a liquid, it can't adhere to itself, so it's not wet. It makes things wet, as Kyle said.
But then Kyle reversed and said water is wet.
Yeah, but I'm just saying Kyle said water makes things wet. I'm not. I'm just saying Kyle said that.
Okay. Kendall and Paul, you have not aligned with my narrative.
That's all right. I can drink more warm egg yolks than you.
All right. I don't really have a way to phrase this, but I want to discuss this.
My limit is 7.
Oh my god.
I drink 7 warm egg yolks sometimes.
Ugh. All right. Moving on.
Just the yolk.
If you stack a pizza on a pizza, you get 2 pizzas. But if you stack a lasagna on top of another same lasagna, you just have 1 lasagna.
It depends.
On?
If you stack a pizza on top of a pizza, but it's toppings to toppings, you've made a calzone.
It is not toppings to toppings. It is toppings to crust.
So just one like just stacking them up like
bottom to top.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because if you do the same thing with lasagna, you get 1 lasagna.
Well, so could the argument be that you have a pizza topped with pizza, so it's just 1 pizza?
One could make that argument, yes.
Because I've had pizza that's got grilled cheese bites on it. It's still a grilled cheese. It's just on top of a pizza.
I can accept this, and I think I will sleep better at night because of this.
I think the only argument that doesn't really apply for is if you put a peanut butter and jelly on top of a peanut butter and jelly, but with nothing between the peanut butter and jellies, then it's just a sandwich on a sandwich.
Yeah.
But if you put something between it, now we're talking continuous sandwich.
Probably
that's the way I
would be a really good pizza.
Look at it.
All right. Those are the only ones I've come up with so far. But I do have another game to play.
No. Go ahead.
Can you name? This is going to be NBA. Can you name?
I have a question.
Oh, good.
So it would be a lasagna, but it would be an incorrect lasagna, correct?
Not necessarily, no.
Well, the reason is because when you make a lasagna, the top layer finishes nudes,
with cheese, right?
Right, nudes and some sauce and cheese. No ricotta, no meat. So when you're putting the next lasagna on top, you're going nude, sauce, cheese, nude. So you're missing a perfect layer. So yes, it's still a lasagna, but it's an incorrect lasagna. I just want it to be noted. It's a lasagna asterisk.
No, I think you're right.
It's a lasagna asterisk.
I think you're correct.
Because there's still stuff between the nudes.
Yes.
So it can't just. It's not the same as the sandwich on a sandwich.
Correct. All right, I got an NBA one for y'all.
Bring it around downtown.
Can you name the top 10 non-All-Stars? So they've never been selected to an All-Star game with the most playoff points since 2000.
Top 10 non-All-Stars in the playoffs?
Playoff points since 2000 that are not All-Stars.
All right. J.R. Smith?
J.R. Smith is number 8.
Guys, I got one.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty. That's a pretty solid start, Kyle. To be honest with you, we just got to think of guys that played on the Warriors, the Heat, the Cavs.
Iman Shumpert.
Iman Shumpert is not on this list.
Still a good guess, though, Kyle.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Who was that guy in the Cavs that followed LeBron everywhere? His last name was Jones.
Damon Jones?
Is that it?
No, Damon Jones was on the Heat and then came to the Cavs.
Like he followed LeBron everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it Drew Nogauskis?
I don't even know how you would spell that, but I know he's not in the top 10.
I think he was an All-Star one year.
Who is it?
Big Z.
NBA Big Z. Holy fuck, what is that name?
Is it Drew Nogauskis?
He was also a 2-time All-Star.
Ooh, I think I have one.
Okay.
I don't know if this guy was ever an All-Star or not. I don't think so, because he was always like on Ultimate Role Player. Jason Terry.
Jason Terry's number 3.
Bruce Bowen.
Who?
Bruce Bowen's going.
Bruce Bowen.
Bruce Bowen is not on the list.
The Spurs teams were there for a while. So are there any more Spurs?
Well, like Manu, Tony, all would have made it, right? They'd be
Yeah.
All-Stars. Was Tony Parker an All-Star?
Yes.
Let's see.
I know Manu was.
Tony Parker is
If he wasn't an All-Star,
a
then
6-time All-Star.
I'm about to say, if he was not an All-Star, he would be number 1.
What about any of my boys? Ergo, Eddie House, or Baron Davis?
Baron Davis was an All-Star.
Damn.
Not on either of the list.
No, Eddie House sucked. All right. Let's think of these playoff teams fall.
Yeah.
But any of those Pistons players, we'll just go from the beginning. Sixers, Lakers. Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher, number 1.
Wow.
Derek Fisher, number 1 with 1,982 points.
Robert Ory.
Robert Ory is not on the list.
01 was what fall? Lakers
01.
again.
Yeah, it was Lakers 01, 02, 03.
They played the Nets and the Pistons.
Yep. Jason Kidd? No, he was an
Yes,
All-Star.
not on the list.
Jason Kidd was an All-Star. What about Richard Jefferson?
He was an All-Star.
Richard Jefferson is number 7 on the list.
Oh, he was never an All-Star.
No, he was never that good. He was. You figure all in New Jersey, he was always the third best option behind Kidd and Carter, and then he was with LeBron.
Kerry Kittles.
Who?
Kerry Kittles.
Terry Kittles?
Kerry.
Kerry Kittles. No, Kerry Kittles is not on the list.
Everybody's favorite white man, Keith Van Horn.
Keith Van Horn is also not on the list.
Yeah, that was a stretch. Can you believe the Sixers took him with the second overall pick? So Pistons with Tayshaun Prince. Did he ever make an All-Star game?
Tayshaun Prince is on the list. Tayshaun Prince is number 5.
Let's go on, Kyle.
So we have. Tell me who we have again, Mass.
You still need
Fisher.
number 2. You still need number 4. You
Oh,
still
what about-
need number
what about-
6,
What about Big Shot Bob?
number 9, and number 10. Who's Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory.
Not on the list.
The Cavs made it. They lost to the Spurs, right?
Kyle, was Serge
Yeah.
Ibaka ever? Because he was on all those Thunders teams, and then he was also on the
The worst trade in America trade, yeah.
what team was he on after the Thunder?
Magic.
After the Thunder?
Yeah,
Who was he on before the Thunder?
nobody.
Well, still, he was on those Thunder teams that were making the playoffs. Do you think he ever made an All-Star?
I don't know. He would try it. Serge Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka?
Serge Ibaka, number 4. Sorry, number 4.
I was just trying to think of all the guys that would have.
Paul, get off StatMuse.
I'm not in StatMuse.
Paul, get off Pro Basketball Reference.
I'm not in that either.
Get off whatever website you're on.
I'm on modernmilkman.com.
Get off of that.
No, I need it.
Heathen.
How many heathen? My order's due.
Kendall, he's not helping.
Listen, I can give you names, but they're not going to be helpful. Marcin
Kendall,
Gortat.
you know,
Who
let's
knows
see.
all?
You know all of these players.
Nene.
Oh, you know who might be a good one? Is Udonis Haslam on this list?
Udonis Haslam is not on this list.
He was there forever. It was a Heat for a long time. Anderson Varejao.
I'm trying to think of guys that were really good in the postseason but suck in the regular season.
Anderson Varejao.
Not on the
No
list.
shot.
He was a starting center of that team.
CJ McCollum.
CJ McCollum is number 11.
What about like Jamal Murray? Kyle,
Jamal Murray?
Because Kyle, Jamal Murray would never make. I don't think Jamal Murray's making the All-Star games behind like because he's been battling with like fucking Shea and Harden and fucking
he sucked in regular
Curry.
season. He sucked in regular season.
Right, he's a regular season guy that he's like an average regular season dude, but he turns it up in the playoffs. Like he's had a lot of 30-point performances.
All right, Jamal Murray.
Number 2 on the list.
Okay.
That shocked me how high he is. All right, so we're missing how many more? 2?
You are missing 3 more. You are missing
Can
number
I just
6.
get the
and
era?
number
I don't need the team. Can I just get the era of these 3 players?
10. All of them have played since 2000. I mean,
Yeah,
2 of them are.
How many are
from the
left
early
in the league?
2000s?
How many are active?
1.
One.
All right, Kyle. Let's think of some teams that like over the last like 5 years that have been like consistently making the playoffs. So
one of these players just retired. One of these players has been retired for a bit, and one of these players is still active.
All right, so Kyle, let's just kind of run through the East real quick. So like the Knicks, I don't think have been relevant long enough for anybody to be on a list.
No, the only players that would be on the list are like that J.R. Smith era team.
Right, like I don't because like Jalen Brunson's been an All-Star, Cat's been an All-Star.
You guys want a pro tip?
Yeah.
Start with the West.
Are they all in the West?
No.
Luol Deng.
No.
Start with the West.
Carlos Boozer.
All right, well,
You
it's
just
nobody.
said you were gonna
It's
start
not.
with
I mean,
the East. I'm telling you to start with the West.
Aaron Gordon's been an All-Star.
I don't think he has.
Rudy Gay.
That might be a good one. I don't know how many teams. He was on those Grizzly teams for a while.
Rudy Gay is not on the list.
Aaron Gordon's. I think Aaron Gordon's been an All-Star, or he just hasn't scored enough points.
I think he just participated in the dunk contest. I don't think
You sure he was ever an All-Star when he was in Orlando?
I don't think he was.
Aaron Gordon?
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, let's see. Aaron Gordon's not on the list, but he was never first team, or he was never an All-Star.
So it's not scoring enough points. Okay, so it's not going to be anybody else on the Nuggets because Michael Porter Jr. I don't think is scoring enough. He's been like notoriously absent from the playoffs.
Michael Porter Jr., number 25 on the list.
Yeah, that's what it says. Michael Porter Jr. doesn't score enough in the playoffs. So, all right, who else has been making? No, I don't think it's going to be anybody on the Timberwolves. Because outside of
Lakers?
Ant,
Harrison
Lakers-
Barnes.
Lakers teams just because they go through players.
yeah, I mean, but like,
no.
but like,
Bad guess.
other than the bubble year, they haven't really gone deep.
But like they would have brought in a veteran that's been into the playoffs, you know?
That's the thing, though. They never really go out and get veterans. They get a bunch of
KCP,
no shot.
because he was on the Nuggets for a while. He was on the
Yeah,
Lakers.
but do you think KCP has scored more playoff points than Aaron Gordon?
I don't know. I'm
I
just
don't
throwing out
think so.
names.
I mean, we can throw out names because we don't have a guess limit. So you can throw out KCP. I'd be willing to
KCP
bet.
is not on this list.
I'd be willing to bet money it's not KCP.
Kings just started being relevant.
Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal have all been All-Stars. Nobody else on that team is dropping those kinds of points.
I mean, Cameron Payne makes his way around the league. I know it's not it.
KCP, by the way, is at 651 all-time playoff points. Michael Porter Jr. at number 25 is 907. KCP is way down there.
Yeah, it was just a name that's been there for a while. Timberwolves.
Also, remember,
Did Mike Conley ever make an All-Star game?
Don't think super duper recent for some of these.
Well, no, we're thinking of the active, and he told us to go out
all right.
west.
If you're
Did
thinking
Mike
about the
Conley-
active, you can go back to the East.
Hmm?
God damn it, Mass.
I know. We've been trying to guess the active, and he's telling us to go out west. All right. So let's fucking go back. All right. Detroit hasn't been. Milwaukee. Anybody on Milwaukee? Middleton's.
Whoa. Tobias Harris?
Tobias Harris is
Tobias
an All-Star.
Harris is number 18 on the list.
Tobias has never made an All-Star game, even when like
Tobias
that
Harris
one
has
year.
never made an All-Star game.
That's kind of a shocker. I'm just surprised. I thought in LA he would have made one.
Mike Bibby?
All right.
That's not a bad guess, but I don't know if he's been an All-Star.
It's also too much in the 90s.
No,
Mike Bibby on that one?
Sorry, Mike Bibby. Mike Bibby. Kendall, good job. Number 13. You're getting there.
Hey, way to go, Reed.
White Chocolate?
What's White Chocolate's real name?
Jason Williams.
That's his real name.
He had to make an All-Star game. Wait,
Jason
Mike
Williams
Bibby
not
never
on
made
this
an All-Star game?
No. You gotta think about it. He was battling, like, who are the fucking West point guards?
Jason Williams never made an All-Star team.
I find that ridiculously, incredibly crazy that Mike Bibby never made an All-Star game.
Mike Bibby
I find that
never
crazy.
made an All-Star game.
That's insane. All right, Kyle. Let's think other teams. Okay, so I don't think it's going to be anybody on the Bucks because like Giannis, Middleton. Oh, Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis is not on this list.
Wait.
Okay.
Bobby Portis Jr.
Also not on this list. I'm sorry.
Bullshit.
Anybody on that Bulls team?
No, they didn't make the playoffs enough, and it was just Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah made an All-Star game. I mean, Taj Gibson, he's just been around.
Taj Gibson not on the list.
What about the Celtics, Kyle? There's got to be somebody from the Celtics.
Drew Holiday made an All-Star game.
Yeah, Tatum, Brown.
Porzingis.
Marcus Smart.
Ooh, Marcus
Kendall.
Smart. Kendall. That's a good
Number
one.
10.
Marcus
Attaboy,
Smart's a
Kenny.
good one.
Yeah. I gotta pee so bad.
Kendall with number 10. Look at you.
That's the active guy.
That is
brought
the
the horse.
active guy. All right, so
Oh, you
point
mean
of
the active guy
clarification.
that still plays in the East? Thanks a lot, Mass.
Point of clarification.
Yeah, here we go.
One of these players is his playing career on Wikipedia is listed from a certain date till present. He's not currently on a team and has not been all year.
Okay.
So I'm saying he's not active, but
How many
I mean,
podcasts has he been on?
I couldn't tell you.
Because that could be a big fucking hint.
Let's see.
Paul George. Might as well not be active.
Paul George has made an All-Star game, though.
No, I know. I'm just being a dick.
Apparently on several podcasts.
several podcasts.
1, 2, 3, 4.
JJ
just 4.
Redick.
Ooh,
JJ Redick is not on this. He's not in the top 10. JJ Redick is number 14 on the list.
which is crazy for the amount of times that guy made the playoffs.
Yeah. Jamal Crawford.
Jamal Crawford is not on this list. He's number 21.
Lou Williams.
Lou Williams is not on this list. He's number 23.
Do we
Listen,
say
we're going for the 20s. I was in.
JJ Redick?
I
You
just
did,
said him.
yes.
Oh.
Kendall, what's Rebecca's favorite color?
Yo, please don't say Gerald Green.
It's not Gerald Green.
It's Danny Green.
Danny Green's number 12.
So why are we trying to guess that? It's the top 10.
I'm trying to make Kendall feel better.
All right, so
Well,
the
tell me don't
other
need this
guy
mistake.
has been retired for a while.
Yes.
The other guy is technically not retired, but didn't play this year.
Correct. He's not active, but he's not retired.
They're both black.
I mean,
My next guess was Kyle Korver.
Kyle Korver is not on this list.
Think about those Hawks teams, Paul.
The Hawks.
Jeff
Those are the
Teague?
Fox teams.
Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague's a
Jeff
good guess.
Teague is not on this list.
He's done a lot of podcasts. And we get swept by the Pirates and we beat the fucking Cubs. Makes no goddamn sense.
Let's see.
George Hill?
I mean,
One of these players.
well, no, he's not
has-
anymore. So
One of these players is a multiple-time champion. One of these players is not.
Think about the Jazz teams. They were around for a while for the retired guy. Is this guy more noticed? The retired guy. Is he more noticeable in the West or East?
That's it's kind of a split.
Obviously, Rasheed Wallace.
I would say, where do they play? Yeah, I would say it's a split.
All right, Paul. Guys that played in the West and East.
This guy,
How many teams did he play for?
that's what I was just about to tell you. He's played for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams.
Jesus Christ.
Dude has been around for a minute.
So he played for 4 in the East, 4 in the West.
Let's see. West, East, West, West, East, East, West, East. So yeah, I think so. It was either
Doesn't
4
forget it.
or 5 and 3.
Being the LeBron era. What?
I mean, the LeBron era has been the last 25 years, so yeah.
Mo Williams.
It is not Mo Williams. This guy is primarily a 1, I think.
Monte Ellis?
Eric Snow.
No, to either.
That's a good guess, kind of, but he just played on too many bad teams.
Trying to remember guys I can even remember.
Yes, he's primarily a 1. Played the 2 a little bit.
Williams was a good guess.
George Hill.
It is George Hill.
I said George Hill.
No, you
you
didn't.
I did.
You
When?
did not. You said Grant Hill.
I said both.
You said
When?
Grant.
Like 3 minutes ago.
You repeated 3 minutes ago.
I said George Hill, I said Grant Hill, and then no one responded, and then Monte Ellis was my next guess.
I didn't hear the Hills.
I heard Monte Ellis.
So did I. I didn't hear you say George Hill at all.
I did.
I think 3 of us are voting against the fact that you did. So either you didn't say it into the microphone, or you just thought you said it.
Here's the deal. I'm recording the show, so I hold all the power on this.
All right, so play it back and let's hear it.
That's not how it
We can
works.
also just stop doing the show, so we kind of hold some of the power.
I don't understand.
Let's not. All right.
Exactly.
So we're playing in the next.
Last
is he
guy.
the guy? All right.
This guy's in the number 9 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the non-retired guy?
He is the retired guy.
The retired guy. When did he retire?
George Hill apparently is not retired.
Yeah, but fucking DJ Augustine's still around.
Kyle, Iguodala made an All-Star game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We said J.R. Smith.
I mean, I wish we just want to say Iguodala just to be safe, but I think he did.
Iguodala.
It's not Iguodala.
Okay.
Jerry Stackhouse.
It is not Jerry Stackhouse.
That would be incredible.
That guy.
Michael Jordan.
the other Michael Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
I can give you kind of a hint.
Okay.
He was not drafted after 2000. He wasn't drafted in 2000 either. Drafted before.
Oh, Allen Iverson.
Nope.
That'd be
That's a good
wild.
guess.
Could you imagine?
Good guess. Never an All-Star.
No, he's just stoned at all the Sixers games.
Eric Snow.
Nope.
That would be
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I knew that wasn't right. I
He
just
is
wanted to say his
in
name.
the same draft class as somebody else on this list.
That doesn't help me.
The same draft as Jason Kidd. No, that's not true.
Wait, so can you tell us everybody that we've said so far?
Yes, you've said Derek Fisher, Jamal Murray, Jason Terry, Serge Ibaka, Tayshaun Prince, George Hill, Richard Jefferson, J.R. Smith, blank, and Marcus Smart.
So this guy was either in Fisher's class or the other old guy's class. Jason Terry's.
Wait, did you say Robert Ory?
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
Robert Ory. I thought we said Big Shot Bob.
Big Shot Bob is not on the list.
Oh, I thought we said Big Shot Bob was on the list.
Is that me?
There's no way Big Shot Bob is not on this list.
Big Shot Bob is not on this list.
There's no way Robert Ory's ever been an All-Star.
It's right here now.
All right. Can I get to college?
No.
There's a good chance I'm not going to get it. Just tell me the college.
There's a great chance that you get it. You really want me to tell you?
Yeah, tell me the college.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, I'm not getting it. I don't know who fucking went to URI.
Danny Green?
Hey, kind of good. No.
You already said Danny Green.
Did we?
Also,
Oh, LeBron?
the other LeBron?
So this
Yeah.
guy was drafted in 1996?
Nope.
95?
Nope.
94?
Nope.
97?
Nope.
93?
Nope.
98?
Nope.
92?
Nope.
91?
Nope.
90?
Nope.
Unbelievable that it's 99.
It is 99.
It's
Guys, I
funny.
got us there.
You sure did. I'm proud of you.
1999, he went to URI. This gives it away.
You are right. He played in high school in Connecticut.
John Ray Gomes.
Nope.
Yeah, he sucked. Connecticut guy? Richard Hamilton?
high school.
No.
Nope.
Stupid guess. Ray Allen?
Nope.
Ew, gross. Lamar Odom?
Lamar Odom.
Wow.
Oh, man.
He
Lamar
went from
Odom is number 9.
He's from New Britain.
There's a reason why he
Well, he's not from New Britain. He played in private school in New Britain. He played at St. Thomas.
Aquinas.
Yeah, he played at St. Thomas. Aquinas, Kendall, your school.
Who'd have thunk?
I have a really hard time believing that Lamar Odom has more career playoff points since 2000 than Big Shot Bob.
Hussey? Is that who it is?
Who?
What?
What's Big Shot Bob's name?
Robert Ory.
Ori. How do I spell Ori?
Horry. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I have such a hard time believing it.
He started in like the mid 90s.
Who?
Robert Horry.
Yeah, but he didn't start winning any championships till the 2000s.
Well, no, he won a few with the Rockets. Or that one with the Rockets.
Let's see. I think he's got
Robert
1,400 points.
Horry. Robert
Yeah, you know what the
Horry
problem is?
has
He was
900.
Lamar Odom was on all those deep run Lakers in the late 2000s. That's part of the reason.
What I was trying to get at.
I would have never guessed Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom.
It wasn't until he fucking said Connecticut.
Yeah, he Big Shot Bob, I believe, is gonna end up at number 26 on this list, or 27, somewhere around there. Since 2000, he has 942 points.
Must have
So
just
your
not
top
played a
10:
lot.
Derek Fisher, 1982; Jamal Murray, 1876; Jason Terry, 1750; Serge Ibaka, 1608; Tayshaun Prince, 1602; George Hill, 1592; Richard Jefferson, 1511; J.R. Smith, 1493; Lamar Odom, 1407; Marcus Smart, 1337.
Yeah,
You just want to hear the rest of the list? I'm not going to give you their point totals, just some names.
How many rings does Robert Ory have, Kyle?
7.
7, right? He's got what? He's got 3 with LA, 2 with San Antonio, and 2 with Houston.
Yep.
And how many game winners does he have for those teams in the playoffs?
Probably like 5.
All right, you guys want some gross names?
Yeah, always.
Number 11.
Kendall's really pissed right now. He wants to go to bed.
I know. Number 11, CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
Number 12 was Danny Green. Number 13 was Mike Bibby. 14 was JJ Redick. Number 15, Jay Crowder. Number 16, another Celtic.
I was getting it.
Jay Crowder makes sense.
Another
You say
Celtic
Mark
here at
Pitt.
16, and Mr. Derek White.
He'll be on the
Uh,
list like next year.
Number 17 is Boris Diaw.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot all about those Suns teams, Kyle. I forgot all about the Suns teams. Leandro Barbosa.
Yeah.
18 is Tobias Harris. 19 is Trevor Ariza.
Oh, I should have guessed him.
That's who I was missing from those Knicks teams.
Trevor
Number
Ariza, yeah.
Number 20 is Josh Smith.
Like Atlanta Hawks, Justin?
That can't be real, is it? Well, that was when the Hawks were good.
Yeah.
Remember when Josh
Atlanta
Smith
Hawks,
decided to start? Remember when Josh Smith decided to start shooting threes, Kyle, and it ruined his career?
Yeah, because he went to Detroit. Because he's an
No,
idiot.
no, he was doing it in Atlanta. He was. I mean, you talk about such a fucking boner for a dunk. I mean, that guy was so good.
There's also a white Josh Smith. He
Yeah.
wasn't
This
very
is
good.
Mark Josh Smith. All right, last 5. Jamal Crawford at number 21. This is a name that I do not know. This is a Turkish player, apparently.
Edo
Hedo.
Turkoglu?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes
he was
sense.
good.
He's
Edo
bounced around
Turkoglu.
forever.
He was the
Uh,
one trying to get Enes Kanter back to Turkey.
He sure was.
He was
Number
in the
23.
FBI.
Is Lou Williams. Number 24 is Steven Jackson. And number 25, the only player on this list below 1,000 points is Michael Porter Jr.
Pretty much said like every name in the top 25.
No, you missed a good amount of them.
Nah, we said a lot of them.
Hey, Kyle,
Yeah,
you want to hear something really cool?
Kendall wants to go to bed.
No, he doesn't want to. He's having fun.
I am having fun.
Not with us, but he's having fun.
Well, I'm having both fun alone and with you guys.
What does that even mean? So, Kyle, did you know that Robert Ory never missed the playoffs in his entire career?
It's wild.
Yep. Also, you want to hear something even crazier?
He's married to Shania Twain.
That would be awesome, but no. On a per season average, if you were to break it down, he is averaging the same amount of playoff games played per season in his career as LeBron.
He's better than LeBron.
Well, you're better
LeBron's
than
overrated.
LeBron.
LeBron's overrated.
I think he's rated.
He's doing just
think he-
fine.
Also, I invite all of you to go watch Denzel Clark's fucking home run robbery.
In this game,
Yeah, the athletics game.
yeah, I'm watching it.
Yeah, did you see the robbery?
I did.
It was pretty insane.
Yep. And then he
Those
just
are-
fucked a ground ball.
It was like the second best catch I've ever seen in my life, behind Dwayne Wise.
Dwayne Wise.
Yeah, Dwayne Wise. Dwayne Wise. Dwayne Wise.
Wow.
Well, Kendall or Kyle, that tall bitch from Smosh is having a baby.
Yeah. I heard that the other day.
Yeah.
I pretty much only watched that for Shane.
I like Courtney.
Yeah, because of Shane.
No, I like
What
Courtney.
a
'Cause
fucking catch that was.
I like Courtney because of her bum.
Courtney's also a good catch.
Mm-hmm.
25 years ago today, Shaq had 40 points, 24 rebounds, and 21 missed free throws.
And a lot of championships.
5
Not a
to
lot.
specific. No, 4.
Four.
4?
Shack attack.
Because Kobe got 5.
He's got 4. Kobe's got 5. What's pretty cool about Kobe is like he's the closest thing. I really wish the Lakers were able to do it because it would have been really cool if like Kobe also had 6 titles and they were in 2 sets of three-peats. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because he got the 3-peat and then he got the back-to-back.
Is he top 10 all time?
It really depends on how you want to measure it. It's so touchy because like there's just so many like because like how do you weigh it? You know what I mean? Like how do you weigh different eras? Like Wilt Chamberlain did things that nobody will ever be able to do, but Wilt Chamberlain also played in an era where like he was like one of 7 black dudes and he was like 4 feet taller than everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it would be like what would Barry Bonds' numbers be if he played with Babe Ruth? You know what I mean? Like back when people only throw 2 seams 60 to 8 miles an hour.
Do you think Steph Curry is ahead of Kobe?
No.
Do you think
I
Karl
don't think
Malone is?
Karl Malone?
I'm just
No.
going through a quick. They did the NBA 75 a couple years ago, so I'm just looking at all the names after Kobe that I think could even challenge him.
No, I don't think Karl Malone's not ahead of Kobe.
Hakeem?
Hakeem's close. I think
Oscar
Kobe's ahead of him, but it's close.
Well,
Actually,
they
you know
have
what?
Kobe at 10 and Hakeem at 11.
Yeah, actually, I would put Hakeem after Kobe.
Oscar Robinson.
That's tough.
Robertson.
Center.
Sorry.
He was a center.
Yeah, he's the greatest point center of all time.
KD.
That's a tough one because, like, I mean, the triple double thing is incredible. That's a tough one. That's hard. I don't know.
Well, the ones that they have ahead of Kobe. See if you disagree with any. I don't think you will. Timmy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shaq. Larry. Will.
yeah. Okay,
Magic.
okay,
Bill Russell.
yeah.
Kareem.
Mhm.
LeBron and Jordan.
Yeah, it's really tough. I might put Kobe over Shaq.
Shaq is. If Shaq had Kobe's work ethic, he would have retired as the best player in NBA history.
No, it's just like it's just. I don't think it's so much the work ethic. It's just that Shaq. Everyone forgets that Shaq played the first half of his career against fucking Jordan in the East.
Yeah.
Get that.
Like,
But a big problem towards the end or towards the middle and end was Shaq was more concerned. He never needed to work out. He was the fucking Hulk.
he was Superman, first of all. Big Daddy Diesel, and he didn't like have to. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't really agree with that
That's my
narrative.
point. He never had to.
But also in the like at the middle to tail end of his career from 2000 to 2007, he won 4 titles. So I mean, like, I mean, what else was there to accomplish besides 5?
6.
You know, that's just what I'm saying though. Like, I mean, that Lakers team was completely derailed by the 2004 Pistons.
Do you think Timmy's ahead of Kobe?
Mm,
No.
I don't know. It's close. It's very close.
Kobe
It's
kept
very,
it
very close.
All right, let's let Kendall go to bed.
No, I mean, if you guys want to keep going.
Okay.
We'll sign off later, Kendall. Just go upstairs and leave the thing on.
Go to bed.
We'll sign off when we're done, and you can come back down in the morning and check it.
Be a lot of silence to edit out.
I'll fall asleep with it on so you can hear me snoring if you want.
That'd be good.
and ass down.
I struggle to put Kobe ahead of anybody else on this list.
Well, it's also tough too because, like, it depends on how you want to measure it. Like, do individual accolades weigh more than championships? Are championships the end all be all? Like, overall record, impact on the game, like,
Yeah.
culture shift.
It's hard because everybody that can weigh in on a lot of these nobody's played them all, or even really half of the people in this top 10. Like, nobody's played against Kareem, Bill Russell, Magic, Wilt, and Larry that also played against Kobe. I mean, I know Jordan played against, but Jordan played against Kobe for what, 2 years?
No, Kobe was drafted in '97, so 3 years.
3 years, okay.
The closest is Scottie Pippen. He would be the best one to ask.
And Scottie hates everybody, so.
No, but like Scottie played multiple years against Kobe, a lot of years against Shaq. He played against Hakeem. He played against Jordan, or played with Jordan. He played against Magic. He played against Bird.
Scotty didn't know though.
That's true.
You and me.
It's tough because like the thing is like for me it's like I have to sit down and I have to evaluate what I think makes the all-time great because like is it just as black and white as just stats and accolades? If it's stats and accolades, it's hard to argue with anybody. It's hard to argue with a lot of people in the middle, like fucking 6 to like 20.
How much do you think recognition of your peers comes into it, if at all?
Oh, that's the case. Larry Bird's number 1.
And also number 100. Because people hated how much shit he talked.
Yeah, but he was really good at it, they said.
Oh, he was so fucking good at it.
Larry Bird might be the best shit talker in NBA history.
You know, the one thing I think that really holds Kobe back, and it's because like Kobe was kind of considered like the next thing after Jordan, and then LeBron kind of came in, but Kobe was still like holding his own. Do you know what I really think holds Kobe back? And Kyle, you might agree with this.
He never had his own era.
No, he had his own era. He really did. A lot of people yeah, like there was a LeBron thing, but you got to remember, LeBron went to one finals from 2003 to 2010, and he got swept. Kobe went to 5 finals in that time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Kobe had his era. Kobe's era was the 2000s. LeBron's was the 2010s.
Was it that nobody wanted to play with Kobe?
No, it's just that Kobe only has one MVP to his name.
Mm.
For somebody that played as long and was as dominant as Kobe was, you would think there'd be a duplicate MVP award. But I mean, 5-time champ, 2-time MVP, Finals MVP, regular season MVP, 18 All Stars, 11 first teams, 2 second teams, 2 third teams, 9-time defensive team, 3-time defensive second, 2-time scoring champ, slam dunk champ, all rookie second team, 75th anniversary team, 2 numbers retired. I mean, it's kind of hard to argue.
He did keep the world at peace, though.
Yeah, I mean, everything went to hell in a handbasket after he died.
Yep. Pretty much the week after.
It's funny. There's 2 things I think that you could really coordinate to each other. Like, so the hell started going like hell started
Harambe and
surfacing.
Kobe.
Hell started surfacing when Kobe died, but everything really caught fire when Masi and I started becoming close again.
Mm.
So I think everybody that's got a problem with the world, blame me and Mass. We're the problem.
Yeah, but we're not going to stop.
Well, we will when I die. All right,
That
let's
won't
get
be
everybody to
for-
bed. You guys, all you children need to go to bed now.
Yeah.
All right.
How was your beer, Kendall?
Both were very good. I started with the Drink This Outdoors session from Illicit Brewing, which we had the chance to visit. We didn't even talk about it, but we will maybe next time. At
Probably not.
Pretzels were so good.
Probably forget about it, but that's all right. At 4.8%, very drinkable. It would be a good beer to bring disc golfing, which we did prior to going there. Not too hoppy, very crushable. I enjoyed it. That's all I drank there was these, and I can't remember what I paid for the 4-pack. I don't know. We'll call it.
$17.99.
What's that?
$17.99.
Look at that memory. But yeah, I would recommend. That's the first time I had ever been or had any of their beers, but I enjoyed it. It was a cool spot to visit, and I would like to go back. And then from my Dogfish IPA variety pack, I had the 60-minute IPA. Despite spilling a majority of a big can due to some reason I don't know, still very good. I don't know if I've had the 60-minute before. I may have. I don't remember. Don't even know if I've reviewed it on the show, but still very good. It's unfortunate just because we're the time of year things are getting hot. I gotta figure out bring a cooler bag down or something. But probably less crushable at 6%. But still very good, very tasty. I enjoy the Dogfish line a lot, and I guess we'll give it a 3.8
Wrap it up.
out of 5. Would absolutely get again.
Worst beer reviewer of all time.
Appreciate that.
Anytime. Kendall, how was your Kyle? How was your Minute Maid?
I'd like to continue with my review.
The review's all done.
Well, you said my name. I want to keep going.
No, Kyle, how was your Minute Maid?
It's good, man. Like there's not a lot of sour to it. Usually with Strawberry Lemonade, you get that sour kick to it. There's
Mhm.
not much sour to this one. It's actually really good.
Beautiful.
I recommend it all.
Mass, what'd you have to drink tonight?
I had Polar Seltzer.
And
Bubblingly refreshing.
any flavor or just plain?
Cranberry lime.
Nice. It's a good flavor combo. I like that a lot. That's a Link Reed special.
Yes, it is.
I had from Denver. I had Coors, the banquet beer. I had 2 of them. They're great. They're flammable. It's my new favorite shit beer. Love it. There we go. Kendall, where can they find us?
Well, they can find us at Facebook, Getting Sports with Drunk, Twitter and Instagram, GSWD_4.
Which has a GSWD for all your daily uses. Whether it's, being surprised that Big Shot Bob doesn't have more points in the playoffs, or, being confident that it's not Torrey Hunter when it is, in fact, Torrey Hunter.
That's right. Like, follow, subscribe, do it.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of Getting Sports with Drunk Sports. And yeah, next week, I don't know, more baseball, I guess, and then we'll do some more fun stuff. I like when Masi comes on the show because he always has these little puzzles for us to do. I like it. Masi, get that kid to grow up faster so he can be on more.
Yeah, he's currently upstairs with his mother.
Excellent. Well, until next time, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Kyle.
The Masker's Masi.
And the Rat of a Red Baron.
Tone Souls Loke.
Yeah.